Hey guys, this is Max Scarf back for episode 4 of my series, Building My AI. It's going pretty well so far. Noticed I've got a few subscribers, so that's pretty cool. If anyone wants to leave a comment, that'd be cool. I would like to actually hear what people are thinking about this thing, because I do get some comments, but it's hard to judge the overall feel, for what people are getting from it, if anything. But this episode we're going to cover the second of my tests. I did have 3 in the phase 1 video. Now I've got 4. I've reevaluated them since. So we still have the light bulb test. That is unchanged. But I've since moved on from there while I was thinking about this video, and even while I was making this video. So now we have the logic test, which is test number 2. And this proves that reasoning occurs. So test number 1 proved that feedback can change the behavior of the AI. This test proves that reasoning occurs, right? So it is drawing conclusions, guessing basically, based on previous experiences and getting the right answer. So yeah, that'll get explained as I go through the video. So we start off with the light bulb test, same deal, but we add a second input, just another pointless button. Right now this is a clean AI, so it doesn't have the information from the light bulb test in it. It could have, but I'm starting from a clean slate that's how the test works. You wipe the AI for each run through, which is kind of immoral. Maybe you don't wipe it, but you do something anyway. Maybe you get a fresh one. That's kind of immoral too. You know what? Whatever. Right, that's what you do. So, clean AI. It's got the same reward system as before. I've tidied my UI a bit for this presentation, so hopefully it'll be a bit neater. So let's begin. So, iteration 1. We're going to teach this thing. That's the thing. I haven't actually said what we're going to teach it. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to teach this thing to power the light bulb only when the 2 yellow buttons are held down. So if we hold down both buttons at once, the light bulb is powered. It's called a logical AND gate, which means that both inputs have to be on for the light bulb to be powered. Now if we can do this, that proves quite a lot actually. It proves the reasoning side, and I'll explain why as we go through the video. This might be a longer video. There's 9 iterations in this one. I believe the last iteration for the light bulb test had 5. But if you're here and you're interested, settle in for the ride. That's all I would say. So, iteration 1. What we're going to start out doing to teach this thing. We're going to press one of the buttons. Right? We're going to hold it down. What's the AI going to do? It's a clean slate, remember, so it's not going to do anything. It's not going to turn on the bulb. It's going to leave it off. So then what do? We reward it, right? Because we don't want it turning the light bulb on when we've already pressed one of the buttons. Simple enough so far. Second thing we do, we release the button. What does the AI do? It does nothing. It's got no experiences that involve having no buttons pressed. It hasn't got any, so it doesn't do anything. So we reward it. Brilliant. So far, all going to plan. Third iteration comes along. What do? We hold the other button. What does the AI do? I'm sure you can guess. It does nothing. Fair enough. We reward it again. 3 out of 3. That's pretty good. So, what do we do for number 4? We hold down both buttons. Now, again, what is it going to do? Well, it's been being rewarded for doing nothing, so it's automatically going to favour doing nothing. So it's not going to do anything. So we punish it. We say, you were meant to do something, right? And we keep the buttons held down. Next iteration begins. It sees the buttons. What does it decide to do? Well, it looks at the 4th iteration and it says, damn, I get punished if I don't if I leave my light off, I get punished, right? And the only action it has is it can turn the light on. So we're back to the light bulb test at this point. It turns it on. We reward it. Now, we release one of the buttons. Now what happens here? It's fairly apparent if you think about it. It's going to look at iteration 3 and it's going to say, if I have a light bulb that is off, I get a reward. So I'm actually improving my thinking on this. I think I can reduce the steps. We'll go with what I've got here, right? Here I've got, it isn't smart enough to make that connection. Realistically, it should be. So here I have, is that right? Would it be smart enough at that point? It should look back at iteration 3 and it should see, so iteration 7 replaces iteration 6. So you don't need iteration 6. So that's really good. That means you can cut it down to 8. It was going to be 9 iterations, but you can cut it down to 8. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay. So let's go back. We're here, right? Currently, it is behaving as expected. So what are we going to do? We release a button. Now it would be smart enough from iteration 3 to skip this step and go straight on to iteration 7. So we would reward it for being smarter than I was when I put together this presentation, right? Which in itself, not a mean feat, but combined with the rest of the tests, again, it's going to be pretty good. So we're at this point now, we've skipped 6, we've done 7. It's behaving itself again. So what do we do? But it's just following the pattern from 3, so it's not doing any reasoning yet, it's just following patterns still. So for 8, we hold down the buttons again. Now we can go to number 5, and it can turn the light on, because number 5 says turn the light on when both buttons are down. So we don't reward it, it's just doing what we expect it to do. So we release the bottom button, the second button, we release it. Now, it has never run into this situation before, where it's a single light lit and the bulb is lit, right? It's never run into that before. Let me just verify that's correct. I'm reevaluating as I go through this presentation. So it's never done that before, which means, what does that mean? It means we can because he's never seen that. Except he has, because he knows about number 1. So number 1 he will turn off, right? I got myself caught up in cycles there for a sec. But he will see number 1 and he will turn the bulb off. That's right. So we can reward him. I got there in the end. I confused myself by number 6 not being necessary. It messed up my head. I'm debating whether to re-record the video, but I think I'm just going to go with it, you know. This is just like a diary of my thoughts, really. Thoughts of the day in an episode. trying to keep them thematic. So yeah, it is what it is. So we hold down both buttons again, because this is the final test, which is actually number 8, but that's what I get for making a dodgy spreadsheet. PowerPoint presentation. You hold down both buttons, right? So with this, he's going to turn the light back on. Brilliant. We're back on track. He's behaving himself, so we don't reward him. But now, here's the kicker. We release both buttons. Now, this is actually messed up. Because he's seen that as well. I thought this proved reasoning. Maybe reasoning is a myth. Let me think about this. Is there any point in here where he had to reason about anything? Or was he just basing it on past iterations? Let's see. Let's go through this again quickly. We hold one button. It doesn't turn its light on. We reward it. We let go of a button. It doesn't turn its light on. We reward it. We hold down the other button. Doesn't turn its light on. Reward it. We hold down 2 buttons. Doesn't turn its light on. We punish it. Hold down 2 buttons. It turns its light on. We reward it. Hold down 1 button. It would go to number 3, so this one's pointless. Hold down 1 button. It would go to number 3, so this one's correct. So we reward it again. Number 8, we've got 2 on, so it goes to number 5 and it turns it on. We go to number 1, it turns it off. So we reward that. Number 9, goes to number 8 or number 5. Could go to either. It'd probably add both together and realise that it could get rewarded 2 ways by doing that. So we would do that, then we would do that. It would have gone to number 2 and said, yeah, I can do this. But it would also be backed up by the fact that number 8 says if both buttons are on, I can do something. Yeah. Number 8 says if both lights are on, if both yellow buttons are switched on, if they're pressed, and the state changes of one of those buttons, I turn my light off and I get a reward. So he could do it that way as well. He would probably just go with 2, to be honest, just because it's nice and simple. He has that immediate effect. But if he judged that 8 would get him more, he might take that risk. But that's getting into probability. You would probably have to have some sort of curiosity factor or risk factor where he would take risks for higher reward, you know? Then you're getting into risk reward stuff, then you're getting into hunter, fight and flight, then it's getting a bit heavy. I don't really want to form any conclusions on that right now. This is just a video which I think is a valuable video. It has a few mistakes in it, but everyone makes mistakes. I don't want to really hide from my mistakes. So, yeah, here we go. This is test number 2. I think if it can pass this test, it proves that it has more reasoning than when it did the light bulb test. Although, really, when you think about it, it's got exactly the same level of reasoning. It just looks like it's got a more impressive level of reasoning. So make of that what you will, but I'm gonna think on it a bit. because if risk reward can be a variable in an AI, I think that is an interesting line of discussion. But I'm going to take that offline. I'm not going to do that in this video. I need to wrap my head around that one on my own. So for now, that is me. Peace out, guys. Let me know what you think about that whole risk reward being just following logic. And I'll see you next time. I might do a video on test number 3, or I might take a break from the tests. If people will let me know what they want to see. Do they want to see what test number 3 is in more detail, which is the dog treat test? Or do they want to... I was actually going to get started on writing the API that I'm going to use to feed data to the AI. Because if I do that, then people can write applications which can feed data into my API and get data back. So we'll see. I would quite like to do some programming. I feel like I'm pontificating a lot, not actually getting any work done. But I know this is work. It's very valuable stuff. So I don't really mind which I do, honestly. It's really down to what you guys prefer, because I'll happily do any of it. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them at the start of the next video, maybe, or I'll do a separate questions video. Probably do a separate questions video, let's be honest. Called like episode 4.5, if anyone has any questions about the episode. It's quite a good idea. Didn't even think of that. But we'll see. We'll see if anyone does have any questions. But until then, I'm rambling. So until then, peace out, guys.